So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Mitten, and today I wanted to talk about a game that I am extremely excited about. It is called World War III. It is made by a company called The Farm 51. I don't have the brain capacity to memorize all the different developers or companies that create video games. Obviously, I know the main ones of the games or the main games that I've played in the past. I know that Farm 51 has made other games and has contributed as a kind of like helping team to other games or something like that, but I don't know the whereabouts of what games they have created. This game kind of hit me like a car going 100 miles an hour hitting a brick wall. I was like, holy shit, They're a European development team. They're from the country of Poland. I've done my research on them, and the game World War III, the thing that really excites me about this game is just a simple fact that from what I heard, based on how many people in a particular region play, they want to grow the game in a sense where if people in Poland and Russia primarily play, right? As of right now, that's pretty much their target audience, because they have done, like in the video, you'll see, bits and pieces of like their showcases directly from their YouTube channel of Spetsnaz and Grom operators, which are, Russian and Polish operators and soldiers and so on and so forth. That's, I guess, their beginning target audience. And I know that other bigger YouTubers have covered this game or whatnot, but I mean, if they're in the United States and there's only 2,000 players in the U.S. that want to play this game because they're kind of, they're more so, we don't know this company, we don't know this development team, we don't know this game too well, and they don't want to spend their money on that. They rather spend their money on, like big, huge AAA titles like Red Dead Redemption or, like the new Call of Duty, if you want to go down that route, or the new Battlefield, or, all the other games that are going to be coming out. There are going to be, other games that are interesting, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and, other games. Some people might be more hesitant on buying this game. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I wanted to talk about like everything that I've gathered from this game, which is, there's so much to cover, and I wanted to really cover it in really one video, because I thought, kind of exploiting this would be kind of bad. I might make one more video if I get more information and more news. At some point, like towards the end, I will play the announcement trailer of the game, and then the Gamescom trailer for the game, because I'm like, I want to kind of do my best to advertise this game. I want there to be in the several millions of people playing this game, because can you imagine if they because what they were saying is, like, let's say, so Russia and Poland are the two countries that are going to be playing this game, because that's their target audience. But let's say they have a lot of people in France or England or Germany. Let's say they have a lot of people in South America, or a lot of people in some Asian country, or like Japan, let's say, or if they got a lot of players in the US, they will start creating maps based on that location or locations of where their actual player base is playing from. So let's say there is no people in Taiwan playing this game. Clearly they're not going to make a map based around Taiwan, because they want that realism. They want it to be like almost like a simulation of what World War III would look like if many countries were in conflict. And you can pick an allegiance. So if you are, let's say Russian, you can be, a Spetsnaz operator, or if you're Polish, you can be a Grom operator or whatever. Or if you want to be a Navy SEAL or Army Ranger, or a U.S. Marine, if you play in the States, or like Special Forces in Mexico, if people in Mexico like the game and want to play it, or some Special Forces in Brazil or something like that, or just in general soldiers from like Brazil. And it will be based on location, and they, as time goes on, as their player base grows, and they really have an emphasis, this company has a really huge emphasis on give us feedback. We are craving and have hunger for feedback, because we want to make this as best as we possibly can. I'm guessing they have a decent budget, and I'm guessing that they are willing to invest even more, surpassing their budget, because they really want to make something good and, you know, creative and kind of like their own thing. And I know that some people will say, well, it's kind of like Call of Duty and Battlefield kind of, you know, combined together. Well, I mean, to an extent, yes, because really any first-person shooter game that you play now, you know, that's in the setting of a modern-day era is going to be more so, you know, kind of reminiscing of Call of Duty or Battlefield. They wanted to make it so they cater to players that like that, you know, arcadey twitch shooting like in Call of Duty, but they also wanted to cater to the Battlefield community, because clearly, I mean, this is the perfect time to, you know, reel in the Battlefield community, especially with, you know, the whole conflict with, you know, basically EA, basically telling all their fans to go fuck off if they don't like their, you know, political agenda within their game. Then this would be a perfect opportunity for a smaller company to reap the rewards of gathering a fan base. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the Battlefield guys that were, you know, so much into like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, you know, that they can transition to this game because it will be something very familiar on so many different aspects. And there's so much to this game. There's a lot of character customizations. There's customizations to weapons, tanks. There's customizations to artillery, and God knows what else. You know, anything that's a weapon of war. I don't know if you're going to be able to customize a nuke or whatever, but if they were to add that into the game, which would be kind of a little bit insane, I don't think that's even doable because they are going for realism based on ballistics. So, like a lot of the bullets, there would probably be, you know, bullet drop. There will probably be, you know, the whole aspect of, you know, if it's a bigger round, like a 7.62 round compared to 5.56 or 2.23, you know, there would be a distinctive difference, you know, like how heavy hitting that bullet is and how much weight it has. You know, a lighter bullet will have, you know, better, you know, travel faster than a heavier bullet, but a heavier bullet will hit you harder. It'll do more damage to you. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to have some kind of, you know, let's say like a flak jacket, you know, so if explosions happen, you'll be protected more so from explosions, so you can take a grenade or two before you know, get brought down or get wounded severely. I'm guessing they're going to have some kind of interesting health system that's not overwhelming like Call of Duty Black Ops 4, but there will be a little bit of a challenge, or you're going to have to be, you know, mind your skills when it comes to using weapons efficiently. So headshots are definitely, you know, like a go-to thing, and or you know, shooting center mass. You know, there will be an emphasis on that. You know, obviously there's a lot of customizations to characters. You know, based on, you know, the way they look. You can choose, you know, what country you want to represent, which is kind of cool in a way, because then if you want to represent, you know, I don't know, any country. You know, you can pretty much represent any country, especially if it's a country that has a lot of player base. You won't be as overwhelmed, and you can actually have like legitimate teams. You can make friends. It's really cool, and I feel like it won't be an open world game, but I think they will have like big scale battles, kind of like Battlefield 4, or not Battlefield 4, but yeah, Battlefield 4 or 3. I'm confusing myself, but you know, they'll have like that whole larger scale where a big open huge map. Tanks, artillery, helicopters, planes. They'll probably have all that in there, kind of like Battlefield, with obviously their own spin on that. And obviously there'll be a lot of customizations to your tank, not just cosmetically, but you know, the ammo that it uses and what turrets are on there. Same thing with characters. You know, there's a lot of emphasis on how your character looks and how he will blend in to the environment. I think that would be an awesome, interesting challenge for any, you know, first-person shooter person that craves that kind of challenge or whatever. Obviously, there's a lot of customizations, not just cosmetic, but you know, mods and attachments and all that kind of stuff on weapons as well. Obviously, all that goes to all the other stuff that you can customize, like apparently artillery. You'll see a little bit of that in this video. That's why this video is a little bit longer, because I took bits and pieces of, you know, things from all these videos that they have provided on their YouTube channel and kind of mashed it into one video. I'm really hyped. I'm really excited for the game. I will be making the same video, but it's going to be in a different language. I don't want to, you know, say too much, but I am bilingual. And ironically, I come from this, well, originally come from or have ancestry or come from the country that Farm 51 development team comes from. So obviously I will be representing Grom, and I will be playing with those operators even though I'm in the US. That's the team that I want to represent, and that'll be kind of cool because it gives you that feel like, sweet, I can represent the country that I originally came from. And ultimately, yes, it'd be cool to represent the US, but kind of going back to like that kind of spin-off, I think Grom operators are really awesome. Obviously, I can't get that full-fledged realism in Rainbow Six Siege because both of the Grom operators are female, and it's like in real life, it's not a thing that is a reality. Real Grom operators, that particular military group, if they hire women, they hire them in, like kind of, in the upper office areas where they can be most useful because honestly and frankly, being an operator, I don't think if a man will tell you being an operator in the military and experiencing combat is not a thrilling thing for a man, why the hell would it be thrilling for a woman to experience that? So, that country's, ideology and mindset is completely different. They will not let women into active combat because they feel like that is not a proper role for a woman to play in the military. Not to disrespect women, but because just the concept that men suffer, the consequences of experiencing combat. They don't want women to have that same shitty experience. Men do it not to, men do it for multiple reasons, but it's, I don't know, I don't want to fucking, start kind of a controversy or whatever expressing my opinions, but it's not really my opinions. It's just, that's how that country operates. And it's not me. It's not, I'm not making these decisions. It's just based on what that country makes decisions. Same thing with, the Russian military. There is not really, after this demolishment of the Soviet Union, the Russian government does not employ women in the military, or they don't really use women in the military like the Soviet Russia era, where they actually had I think it was like 2,000 women in the U.S. military, and there was like 2 women that were really good at sniping, which is really being really far away. And at that time, there was a lot of cover and a lot of ways to escape, and a lot of times you were fighting on your turf while they were advancing towards you. You could always fall back, at least from historical accounts. So, the Russian military doesn't do that either, and most militaries in Europe, and most militaries in general don't do that. The U.S. does that. I don't know, I think South Korea does that, but there is not many countries in the world that employ women or encourage women to be in the military, is what I'm trying to say. Now, to get back, I got kind of off topic there, but just to kind of, talk about, how, it's exciting to see, that perspective of like real, like gritty war, experience. You don't see like colorful cookie dough and pink rainbow color bullshit like you'll see in Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 3. You see something that's realistic where you immerse yourself in actual, like what it feels like to be in almost real combat. And I feel like there in the game there's that thing where sometimes you'll see a character model or like another player, but you have to pay attention. You might be like, oh, that's a teammate, and you might not shoot him. But you panic and you go and you shoot that person, that player, and it turns out, it's a teammate. You don't know, and it has that realism aspect, because you don't know when you're in a huge ass city like Warsaw, because that's one of the maps. You won't know, like the whole like, oh shit, that's a teammate. You won't know right away. And then what are you going to take the risk of not shooting and then getting eliminated from the game? And it's just that concept, and I really love what they're doing with the game. And they, like I said, they have a huge emphasis on trying to, kind of get feedback from the community. As soon as there's a what they call a pre-alpha or beta or early access, kind of like where you can actually play the game on early access, I will be playing the game. When the game is fully released, I will also be playing the game. And I will be covering it, and like I said, I'll be covering it in English, and I will be covering it in actually Polish, because I'm bilingual. So look out for that video. If you're interested in hearing me speak in a different language, then click on that video. I don't think you're going to understand anything, but if you're interested in that kind of shit, definitely watch that, and give me a like and comment in English or something. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But anywho, I'm the Mint. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button. Definitely leave me a comment. Strongly encourage that. Give me feedback. It's negative, positive. It's always important. I think I did say subscribe and hit that bell, because when you do hit that bell, you get notified every time I do upload. I will be uploading another video later talking about Rainbow Six Siege, and I will be talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 maybe in another video, or about something else. So hopefully 2 more videos later today I will be uploading. That's all I gotta say. Peace.